Hey guys, welcome back to Instructions for Humanity. It is your girl, Tahirah, Mother of the Ages. I am your supernatural quantum healer. I do past life healing sessions and quantum healing. If you want to book a session with me, just go ahead and email me instructions number 4, humanity@gmail.com. Hopping right into the video today. We're going to talk about what is consciousness, because I don't think a lot of people know what consciousness actually is. I think we are aware when we see someone and you're like, yeah, they're conscious. This brother is conscious, But what does that truly mean? Here on this channel, I like to talk about the spirit consciousness, because I think the spirit consciousness is our ticket out of here, is our ticket to true enlightenment, right? Okay, just to clear up a few things. What is consciousness? Now, from a, scientifical or medical terminology, consciousness is having awareness of itself. Notice how I said itself. So a lot of people think that conscious is just for human beings. No, but anything that has awareness of self can be conscious, right? So I like to take it one step further and talk about the spirit consciousness. So the spirit consciousness is having awareness of self, of spirit self. So that is what consciousness is. So technically, even AI can have consciousness, because if AI is aware that it is AI, if AI has awareness of that particular subject that it's talking about, and therefore knows it inside and out, and now is self-learning, it has to have consciousness. That AI could not even get to the next platform of awareness, perception of a different energy, frequency, vibration, could not even get there had it not had consciousness of that segment in which it was talking about. So yes, even AI can be conscious. So this kind of, it's just kind of weird that if AI can be conscious, and if human beings, especially in the spiritual community, if we're like the biggest kind of pinnacle we could reach is true consciousness, it makes you wonder if an inanimate object can reach true enlightenment, knowledge of self, awareness of itself. Then are we really, as human beings, all that important? We're going to go back to that subject, but let's explore consciousness a bit further. Consciousness is not something that's out there that you have to bring into you. Like a lot of people, they'll start reading books very early on in their spiritual journey. They'll start to meditate. They'll start to do yoga practices, breathing, breath work, things like that. They'll start to fast. They'll start to go on raw food adventures, diets, all of that. They'll stop eating meat. Consciousness is not out here. Consciousness lies within, and it only goes deeper within to uncover and be expressed without. So those tools that I just spoke about can actually help us in consciousness, but we can't do those things and bring them into the physical body to have true enlightenment, to have true awareness of self, consciousness. So even within ourself, and I spoke about this before, we have the 5 bodies of consciousness. You have a masculine aspect of you. You have a feminine. You have an oversoul, higher self. You have a shadow self, and you have an inner child. Even if you were to split all of those separate from each other and explore just one aspect, exploring the inner child, even if I was to explore the inner child and open that portal open, so to speak, the inner child has an inner child that has an inner child, and they all have different aspects of awareness. Therefore, different aspects of consciousness. What are they conscious about? And then if I were to do the same thing with the divine masculine, feminine, oversoul, shadow. So consciousness is something that is ever evolving. We cannot just say, hey, I've reached consciousness and that's it. What are you conscious of? Even if you were to take our oversoul and follow the line, the portal, into the infinite field of potentiality to get to its source, your spirituality should take you to source, right? To God, to the creator of all. But even if you were to finally get to the creator of all, that would only be an aspect of the awareness that is currently being expressed. There's still more to go. But if you say no, after my many years, I have finally found source, and you're just like on that level for a long time, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Like people, they get into different religions, and they might be in that religion for a period of time, and they'll switch over. It's not that they're still looking for God. They're looking for another aspect of the code of creation, of consciousness. They have awareness that there's something more. So now they switch from one religion or one state of being to the next to now get another set of instructions through our DNA instructions to unlock the code to that conscious that they already had the awareness to. And then once that source or that God that they found has been expressed to the max, where they feel like now I'm hitting a brick wall, they are ready for the next expansion, for the next bit of consciousness, because they now have new awareness that there is something more that is wishing to be expressed. And all this is happening inside of you. Consciousness is being expressed inside of you. There's a lot more I can say. I'm going to put this on pause for a second, and let me just see if there's anything else I want to say. So Spirit is urging me to talk about the 36 duplications of conscious awareness. So, like I said, if we were to split our inner child open, our inner child opens to 36 different inner childs, but it's 36 of the same conscious state, right? There's different legs of consciousness along the way. But if I were to take one bit of consciousness of my inner child and I would to dissect that, right, with my mind, with my conscious awareness, I would see 36 replicas of that same consciousness that is being expressed by light codes. So every single aspect of that is a particular light code that shines the light on a particular aspect of that same inner child that has now been split into 36. So this message is not coming from me now. This is now Spirit taking over and giving us a teaching. It's the same thing with the divine masculine. If I were to dissect that divine masculine, everything always splits in 36. I don't know why. This is just what Spirit is saying. Spirit is giving us an impromptu teaching. So there's 36 aspects of our singular consciousness. So even in its singularity, it's still 36 aspects of that one singularity. That one conscious, I'm going to call it chunk. It's like a conscious chunk, right? Conscious chunk of the masculine within. There's 36 singularities of that. And it's not necessarily different. It's just that we need light. We need light codes. Light codes is also awareness, the way we shine light to actually gain awareness of something. We need to have awareness on different aspects of this same singularity. Spirit is getting deep. I hope you can understand that. But this is what Spirit is saying. And then once we dissect that one singularity, which is always in 36 pieces, then we are ready to now float up a little bit more in frequency to now gain awareness of another energy signature that's going to actually allow us to get the next piece of consciousness. And they're showing it to me like it's like a ball, that is moving around. And then now we're going to be working with this amount of consciousness. And so all of the potentiality of this next leg of consciousness is inside of that. So, seems like spirit is going into quantum physics, right? So as we know that the infinite field of potentiality is supposed to be all things, right? That we can align ourselves to and pull down. This is how you see people just winning the lottery. This is how you see people reach total enlightenment and they become kind of magical beings. But see, Spirit is saying something else. Spirit is saying, although that may be true, for most people, Spirit is saying people have had glitches and they have been able to get access to all of that consciousness all at once. But that's truly not how it works. How it works is it's in stages where the awareness takes you to a new perception or energy signature to now pull in from inside. Everything's happening inside. Universe is mental. It's all happening in the one mind source. To now pull in more consciousness. Even though that consciousness is still attached to a field of infinite potentiality, you don't have the awareness to actually uncover that or the key code. So what you are able to pull down with that bit of awareness that we just spoke of has a finite amount of information in it, because awareness is the key to all of consciousness. Some people only have awareness of one aspect. This is what Source is saying. You can have infinite field of potentiality available to you, but you have to have the awareness that matches up with everything in creation. And a lot of the times we don't have that because we've been trained to stay in boxes of religious boxes, racial classes, titles, accolades. And so it really, the more they give you outwardly, is the less you can actually gain access to internally. So when you see people doing these mantras, these meditations, that I am nothing and I have nothing, it goes something to that extent, where they're releasing everything, all the material world. That is the key to actually aligning with the infinite field of potentiality. The moment you want to hold on to a title or just an aspect of you that can be put in on paper or in boxes, then you now have limited the awareness. So you will not get access to the infinite field of potentiality. You will get access to the next progression of energy, right? That next progression of awareness of that one subject. Like if we're talking about consciousness, and I have awareness in consciousness, but I don't have awareness, let's say, in other subjects, right? I don't have access to the infinite field of potentiality because I'm lacking awareness. I'm lacking awareness of other things. That's why it's very good to be well-rounded. So we do have the infinite field of potentiality, but Spirit really wants to give us a lesson on what happens before that. What happens before that is that we just have awakenings in segments, really. And it's really those 36 segments of ourself, of the 5 bodies of consciousness that we have: divine feminine, masculine, shadow self, higher soul, and the inner child. We're gaining just a bit more cellular data to that very same aspect, right, of the inner child, masculine, feminine, and so forth. And when we have explored all of those, you're not going to be in a human body. That's just the reality, because you would have access to information that the human body would not have the capacity to even hold it. So when you finish working your way through the 5 bodies of consciousness, the 36 aspects of that, which is located inside of our DNA, right? Structured DNA strands, then that's when you're ready to move on from being a singular, human being, so to speak. I don't want to make this video too long. I'm going to end it here. I love you. I love you. I love you guys. And we're going to pick this up and talk about this more in other videos. Goodbye. Be well. Be well, guys.